and being here with us today. I know it's we're going to have a great day today, and I'm excited about being able to kick it off with the field dedication ceremony. I'm going to introduce our president, Dr. Gary Spears. He's going to come speak for a moment, and then we're going to have some special guests speak on behalf of Coach Miles.
Turn the mic on. Now we'll try it again. What'd you do, turn it off? All right, let's try that again. Good morning to everyone. We appreciate you coming out today. A special dedication ceremony for our good friend, Coach Jim Miles. I want to especially welcome Jim's family here today. I see several of them are on the front row, and thank you all for being here. And Coach Miles and all his many friends. Many people were responsible for this event, but I'd like to recognize some members of our Board of Trustees who approved this dedication ceremony. Well, all the members of our Northwest Community College Board of Trustees who are present, will you please stand? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm certainly pleased to see so many of Coach Miles' former players and friends here today. I want to thank you for coming. It was my privilege to work alongside Coach Miles for many years. I can tell you he was dedicated 100% every day to everything he ever did at Northwest. And he did it with a lot of zeal, a lot of positive spirit. And he could do anything you asked him to do. I've worked with him alongside him in recruiting students, counseling students, and then of course he was an outstanding baseball. Being honored here today for everything that he did during a really wonderful career at this college. I'm proud to be up here, stand up here, and have an opportunity to be a part of this program. He also was a really good neighbor to Marilyn and me and my family. He and Marguerite and Jim, they were just super. Really helped us a whole lot out there for a number of years. And Jim, I'll never forget those days. Really nice of you. Miss you still, so thank you for that. I can't think of any person any more deserving to have such a beautiful facility named in their honor. So I just simply will say, congratulations, Jim. We're proud of you, and we'll let the speakers come forward now with the rest of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Spears. We do have some special guests that are here today, and just real briefly, if you are a former Northwest baseball player, can I just see your hand for a moment? That's tremendous. Thank you so much. I think it speaks volumes when former players return and honor someone that meant so much to all of us. Of course, I get to enjoy this arena in a lot of different ways as a former player and now an employee and a coach, and it's just means a lot, and I appreciate you coming back. Thank you so much. We have a line of great speakers that are going to come this morning and talk just briefly, and I'm going to introduce all of them at this point, and then they're going to come in that order, one right after the other. First is going to be Coach Donnie Castle. Coach Castle, all of you know that Coach Castle was right there with Coach Miles in all these years, and their days go back to pro ball. Of course, Coach Castle was the #1 draft pick in 1968, and spent many years here after his professional career as an assistant coach and then as a head coach, and I had the privilege of playing and coaching for him. So he's going to come share with us first. And then Jack Peel. Jack's a former player from Briarcrest Christian School in Memphis, played here in 1982 to 1984, and he made sure that he told me several times that was 2 state championship years. Said he had the rings to prove it, or the jacket to prove it. But Jack's going to come. Jack is now a high school baseball coach in Tennessee. He's going to come speak for a few minutes. And then Mike Plumley. Mike was an actual teammate of mine here, and Mike's going to come speak. Mike played here and then finished at Delta State University and had a phenomenal career there. And so those guys are going to come share with you briefly now and share something from their heart.
Thank you, Mark. I'm glad this day got here. I've lost a lot of sleep trying to think about what I'm going to say for Coach Miles. I've known him 45 years. 45 years as a teammate and as a assistant coach. it goes way back. And laying there looking at my ceiling, and the words keep coming back: integrity, character, class that he has, honesty. And every time I think of one of these words, a little story, and I got a couple of little stories. I'm gonna try not to talk too long. But we were in Denver playing with the Bears, and we were in the dugout one day, and Johnny knows how players are curious. They look at each other's bats and see how they crease their hat and fold their pants. And I picked up Coach Miles' glove one day. He was sitting before the game. And I put it on, hit it like players do, and between the fingers there was Vaseline. Well, I turned it over. Coach Miles is about the only guy that we really knows this. But I turned it over, and the little strap that holds it on your hand, it was black, and it was real sticky, and it was pine tar. And Coach Miles, he said, I looked at him, he's not blinking, he's not saying anything. I said, Coach. Well, he wasn't Coach then. I said, Jim. Well, a long time ago it was Jimmy, and people really know him as Monroe or Mon, but I said, Jim, what's this on your glove? He never blinked eye. He said, that's to keep the leather soft and to protect my glove. Well, Coach Miles, he was a relief pitcher, and he had a nasty slider, and his fastball moved like crazy. And it might have been to protect his glove. I don't know. He said it was, so I'm going by that. I started here in '79 and coached together all the way through the 80s and the 90s. And people ask me, says, did you ever disagree with Coach Miles? I couldn't think of one time. Laying there looking at my ceiling, I couldn't think of disagreeing with Coach Miles one time. They said, well, did you ever make him mad? I think I did. And nobody knows about this story either. Our little office is right in there. It's about an 8 by 12, 8 by 15 room, no window. And he had a big desk in there, and my little desk was in there in front of the closet. One day we're going to cook. So I go to Walmart, I love Italian sausage, and I cut up some onions, and I thought Coach Miles had a little electric grill. So I fired it up. About 5 minutes later, I noticed Coach Miles hadn't said anything. Well, I got the man, it's smelling good and smoking. I look over in his eyes, he got blue eyes, and they were kind of red, but I think it was from the smoke. But I look over there, and he's unwrapping a bouillon cube to throw in a hot cup of water. I forgot he was on his diet. I apologize for that, and I still feel bad about that today, Mark. But those 20 years here helping Coach Miles, looking out there and his family being there, Coach Miles' his mom and dad sitting in their same place, and Brenda and Bobby, and little Bradley and Marguerite around, and Ruthie, my wife, and my little daughters in the pigtails, Krista and Stacy running around. I got to say, and Coach Miles, a big cause of this is that those are probably the best 20 years of my life, right there. You see, I'm a little nervous. I'm not good at speaking. In finishing, I know, like 45 years, everything we did, hunt, fish, golf, there's a story behind everything, but I'm not going into that. I just want to say that time here, like I say, was the best time I've ever had. And it's a great day for Northwest, not only for Coach Miles, because like Dr. Spears said, it was a no-brainer decision. And when I look and I think about all the things that Coach Miles has done for me, I'm proud to stand here today and say that he's always been my friend and always will be, or my partner. That's all we say. So thank you very much.
Hey, hit one over the new grape sign. What new grape sign? That one out there. Where? Over there. 20 minutes later, you're still looking for it because there's no new grape sign. Hey, you guys win a doubleheader today, I'll buy you a double dip. Who's ever heard that one? Those are some of the things that I learned verbally from him. I was also fortunate enough to learn the words to the song Bird Dog by the Everly Brothers. Miles sing in a karaoke type setting, add that to your bucket list, please. I also learned that it's okay for your head coach to have fun with you. And back when we played, when we would go on a road trip, sometimes we'd stay overnight. Most of the times we'd come back. But when we were lucky enough to go somewhere big to spend the night, we didn't stay in hotels. We stayed in like the basement of a opposing school's gym, or in a maintenance shed, or I don't know, the boiler room, somewhere. And we would all take sleeping bags with us, or the school would have old mattresses that they would throw away that they would let us use, or whatever. We'd sleep on the ground. I think a couple of times we had some guys sleep outside on picnic tables, but I won't tell you who those were. But I also learned that if you strategically place the carcass of a dead animal in a sleeping bag to an unassuming innocent victim of that sleeping bag, you get a pretty funny reaction. And I won't blame Coach Miles. It could have been Coach Castle. I don't know. But I'm going to blame Coach Miles on this one. But when he yells lights out and that unassuming innocent victim gets in that sleeping bag, you get a pretty funny reaction from it. So just know that Coach Miles liked a good prank, and I certainly, like Coach Castle, I could stand up here and tell you story after story. And I'm glad for our sake we did not have YouTube back then, or social media. It would have been bad. But what I also learned from Coach Miles, is Coach Castle kind of alluded to it, is integrity, character, trust, loyalty, commitment, hard work. All those corny, old-fashioned values that make you a winner. I was talking with my old teammate, friend Scooter King this week, and he reminded me that we learned the value of leadership one day. Was that Scooter laughing? We had eaten lunch, and I think we were all headed back to the luxurious Quitman dorm over there. And we walk in and we see Coach Miles on his hands and knees cleaning the walls. And we're like, uh-oh, what's going on here? Well, we asked him, and he said he was cleaning the walls from tobacco spit. And Scooter, to this day, I still think the football team came down there and sabotaged us, buddy. What do you think? But we asked Coach Miles if we could help him, and he said, no, I'm the leader, and I've got this, I'll take care of it. So at that moment, all of our stomachs just fell down to our feet, because we knew we were in trouble. So at practice that day, we learned the wisdom of leadership from Coach Miles by a little dugout speech that he gave us. And then we proceeded to learn the wrath of leadership from Coach Miles. And let me tell you, we deserved it. I won't sit here and tell you we didn't. And there was only probably 2 or 3 times in our whole career that he had to do that. First of all, because we were scared to death of him, because he was the biggest human that we'd ever played for at that time. But we just didn't want to let him down. We didn't want to disappoint him. He meant that much to us. As Coach Castle said, I'm now a high school baseball coach. And if all my team ever learns from me is about wins and losses, then I have failed. And Coach Miles did not fail. He taught us so many valuable life lessons that I still use to this day, that it's just made a tremendous impact on my life. Let me tell you this other thing about Coach Miles, and he doesn't know this. As I have gotten a family of my own, whenever I have faced an adverse situation or had a difficult decision to make, there are 4 men in my life that I draw back from, possibly how they would handle it. And one of them is my dad. One of them was a chaplain with the White Sox that I played with way back when. And the other 2 guys are sitting right back here behind me, Jim Miles and Donnie Castle. And, if I can have that kind of impact on my future players, then I have succeeded. All right? So in closing, let me just tell you this. A few years ago, I was inducted, fortunate enough to be inducted into the Northwest Athletic Hall of Fame.